Okay, ban of the Hierophant. Så nu har I...
How kind of you.
What can I get for you today? Keep your feet on the ground.
Hello everyone, it's Foo here, and today I'm back with another Why You Should Use episode all about Frostmoth. We'll give you the lowdown on its stats, abilities, moves, and telling you what you could do with it in battle. And let me tell you, it's not just a quiver dance set. This thing has a lot more going for it than that. Over on John's channel,
we're going to be looking at its fiery counterpart, Scorch, a very cool brand new fire bug Pokemon, a little bit more on the physical side to complement the Volcarona we already have. But before we jump into that, let's look at Frostmoth a little bit deeper. And it's just gonna start with how beautiful this Pokemon is. We've been waiting for an Ice Bug type for a while. They definitely did not disappoint with this very pretty moth, and it talks about its icy scales in the flavor text, and cool enough to go along with that, it has a brand new ability called Ice Scales. Now, Ice Scales is a fantastic ability where the Pokemon is protected by those scales, which have the damage taken from special moves. This is insane. Half damage from all special moves out there. You're always going to be wanting to take special moves. This is not something typing wise you want to take, you know, physical moves with, and it's got a 60 defensive stat, which isn't amazing. Now, to go along with the stats, it does have 125 special attack. You know, already that decent 90 special defense with the ability. This thing is really going to be specially based, really powerful on that side. And to go along with it, you know, Ice is a pretty solid offensive typing. Ice Bug, some solid special moves to go along with it.
Looking at its attacking moves, it does get Ice Beam and Blizzard for Ice Stab, very good options there, and also Bug Buzz for the Bug Stab, which is great. Then the coverage is a bit iffy, I'd say. Giga Drain is nice for some recovery and hitting water types. Air Slash is really the only move you get to hit fire types, and Dazzle and Gleam is there just for a bit more random coverage, I guess. But other than that, not too much in terms of coverage. You've got U-Turn, which is an interesting option here, and also Mirror Coat, which can pair up quite nicely with the Ice Scales ability because you are able to tank a lot of special hits. Looking at the setup, and we do have Quiver Dance, which is obviously a big selling point for this Pokemon. Most butterflies get it, and it's a very powerful setup move. It does only have 65 speed, which is going to limit how quick it becomes after a Quiver Dance. But if you get enough up, this thing can become a sweeper, although it is slightly limited by the coverage that I just mentioned. You've got nothing to hit steel types and fire types, so you don't hit very hard either. Other setup, it's got Tailwind, which is nice to boost speed more than Quiver Dance, and we've put Calm Mind in there, but you can forget about that because it's basically just an inferior Quiver Dance. Utility, you get Stun Spore, which is pretty nice for paralyzing opponents, getting some speed control. Defog, which on the face of it isn't so good because we've got an Ice Bug here that's weak to Stealth Rock, but you can mitigate that, and we'll talk about that more in the sets. Hail's important because you can then go for accurate blizzards. Aurora Veil you can set up in Hail, and you've got the other screens there if you don't want to rely on Hail.
The first set we're going to be looking at is probably the most logical set to really jump to, as this is a really scary Quiver Dance user. At least it seems like it would be a fantastic one. Now, the one thing really holding this Pokemon back, I would say, is its speed stat. Quiver Dance is absolutely going to help that out, as you will be getting +1 speed, +1 special attack, and +1 special defense every time you set it up. So as long as you are setting up on the right thing, you know, most likely a specially offensive Pokemon or just a wall in general, this thing can be incredibly scary if you are able to get enough Quiver Dances up. You want to make sure you're giving this thing 252 speed, Timid Nature to really give it the best possible chance to sweep, as the speed is the one thing that's really lagging behind. The 252 special attack, you could even invest that a little bit more in HP if you wanted, as it has that really high special attack stat, but just for the sake of this, 252 special attack will be fantastic. You want to have any sort of an item that is going to help this out, whether it's Focus Sash, Heavy Duty Boots, or maybe even a berry just to kind of cover up one of its big weaknesses like rocks. Whatever you think is going to be best or fits with the team. And when we look at the moves, Quiver Dance, of course, Ice Beam, of course, to have that stab, but then it gets a little bit tricky as there's nothing for this Pokemon to hit steel types. There's no hidden power in this game. I already know people are feverishly commenting, hidden power fire, hidden power fire. That's not a possibility. So Bug Buzz for stab could be fantastic. You could also go with Giga Drain, get some health back, you know, hit a few different things. But with the final move, we are going to have either Hurricane or Air Slash, because if you can't hit steel types with any of the other coverage moves, at least with flying coverage, we will be able to hit fire types at least neutrally, which is really important.
The next set we're looking at is a Choice Spec set, because this thing has an insane special attack stat, and it's definitely able to put that damage out there, with the Choice Specs taking its damage output to really high levels. We've got the ability Ice Scales there, because when you've got an ability that halves incoming damage, you're going to use it. That's just too invaluable. Even though Shield Dust is such a good ability, you're not going to see it because Ice Scales is so good. Although it's hard to get. Hidden ability, only max raid battles. In terms of the EVs, we've got max special attack, obviously, because we need to get as much power out there as possible with the Choice Specs, and max speed. We've put Timid Nature here because the speed is the thing that you need to mitigate the most. But if you want to go Modest Nature, it is definitely an option there. And the attacks, we're going Ice Beam to hit hard and accurately rather than Blizzard. Bug Buzz because it's the best bug type move you can use, Giga Drain to hit some water types that might want to switch in, and then probably Hurricane, maybe U-Turn. As we said, you need to be able to hit fire types, and Hurricane is the best option for that. U-Turn is nice there though. If you're predicting a steel type to come in, you can U-Turn instead and get in something to take out the steel type, so this thing can do even more damage.
This next set is a personal favorite of mine, and before you get to the comments again, you can use Assault Vest and Mirko, as Mirko is a specially based move, so you actually can use this. I know we had this set on a previous Pokemon. A lot of people were confused, and you are exactly the person we are trying to trick. With Assault Vest and Icy Scales, max HP, this thing is going to be taking every single special hit thrown at it, and if you wait for the right one, you click Mirko, and you're just going to decimate whatever fired that attack off at you, which is really, really nice. We do have max speed Timid on here, so you can kind of bluff the fact that you would even have anything like Mirko, because obviously Mirko would make you go last, so you still can hit people with the Ice Beam, which will be really nice. Giga Drain is a solid move just to try to get some more health as Assault Vest. You'll be able to take hits better, but obviously you're not going to be able to recover health, and this Pokemon unfortunately doesn't get Roost, which stinks.
Hey Pokemon fans, I'm Jay Witz, and welcome to today's Pokemon Fact of the Day. Today's fact has been much requested, and it's definitely a confusing subject. Today, we're going to talk about something that's been within the Pokemon games since their inception, but it's kind of hard to figure out if you don't know what you're looking for. Today, we're going to talk about EVs and IVs, and exactly what they mean within the terms of the Pokemon franchise.
In the world of
Hopefully
Pokemon,
now.
there are two distinct routes of playing, one of them unfamiliar to most. The first is simply playing through the game, capturing Pokemon, defeating the game's trainers, and exploring the world. The second is a deep world of numbers, statistics, and algorithms geared to train Pokemon to their maximum potential, higher than the traditional level system would have you believe. Today we'll explore through this second route through two major Pokemon concepts that are confusing to many: effort values and individual values, or EVs and IVs. For starters, here's a very rough outline of what the two terms mean. EVs, or effort values, are the equivalent of Pokemon's strength and conditioning. As a Pokemon battles, it grows stronger in specific stats over time, even when the game doesn't say you've leveled up. For example, in real life, if you run every day of your life, you're going to get better and better at running over time. IVs are the equivalent of Pokemon genetics. Every Pokemon is born with a different set of stat modifiers that make them different from each other, and ultimately make some Pokemon better than others straight from birth. To go back to the running example, no matter how much you run, even if it's the only thing you do in your entire life, there's an extremely small chance you'll ever beat Usain Bolt in a foot race. Why? Because no matter how hard you work, he's working just as hard and is also a genetic godsend. For many, simply understanding IVs and EVs is all you might have been looking for.
Hey, hello.
But for those willing to wade through the endless pit of numbers, equations, and explanations, let's dive a little deeper into both these stat categories. EVs are the easier of the two to explain because they're the factor that's easiest to control. When you catch or breed a Pokemon, they start as a blank slate, and for every Pokemon you defeat in battle, you slowly gain stats similar to the creatures you've beaten. You know how in Dark Souls your character absorbs the souls of their defeated enemies in order to grow more powerful? In a sense, the same thing happens in Pokemon. EVs differ slightly in the first two generations from the rest. In those games, you have the potential to maximize your EVs in every single stat, giving you a solid boost in everything. In the early generations, your maximum EV boost for each stat is 65,535 points. In the first two generations only, you gain points in each stat equal to a Pokemon's base stats. For example, Ditto has an even distribution of 48 base stats across all categories. In order to maximize a Pokemon's training from start to finish using Dittos alone, they'd have to knock out 1,366 Dittos. Vitamins like protein, iron, and calcium can be eaten for 2,560 points to a single stat, but they only work until the first 25,600 points of training, or about 1/3 of your maximum potential per stat. Instead of large, complicated numbers, EVs today are now broken up into a nice system that's easy to understand when you take the time to learn it. Instead of dropping their base stats into multiple categories, Pokemon are now assigned point values for the EVs that they drop. For every 4 EVs that you gain in a single stat category, you will gain a single stat point. There isn't anywhere in the games themselves where you can find this information, but Bulbapedia provides a nice searchable list, and I'll include it in the description below. Instead of being able to max out your stats in every category like in the first 2 generations, Pokemon are limited in 2 ways. 1. You can only obtain a maximum of 510 total EV points. And 2. No single stat can have more than 255 EV points. Because you only gain 1 stat point per 4 EVs, it's useless to add more than 252 EVs into a single category. Most competitive battlers will pick 2 stats that they want to maximize at 252 EVs each, and then spend the leftover EVs to add a single point to a 3rd stat. Because of the way the numbers work, you can only effectively use 508 of your 510 total points to boost stats. However, if you hit all 510, you can get a ribbon. So that's, neat, I guess. So, how do you get all these points? When a Pokemon is knocked out, they give anywhere from 1 to 3 EV points to any Pokemon that were involved in battle, including those involved in EXP share. The amount dropped depends on the Pokemon's type. For example, knocking out a Hoppip would give your Pokemon 1 EV in special defense, while knocking out a Charizard would give you 3 EVs in special attack. Also returning are vitamins, which work in a very similar way to the first generation. They provide 10 EVs per stat category, but they're only usable up through a Pokemon's first 100 EVs in a single category. There are several new items from Generation 3 onward that affect EVs as well. The Macho Brace, when held, gives the held Pokemon double the amount of EVs when used in battle. Some of the Pokéblock berries can also be fed to Pokemon to decrease EV stats by 10 at a time, while also boosting happiness, if for some reason you wanted to start a battle with a clean slate. In Generation 4 onward, new power trading items can be held to increase EVs for a single stat by 4 for each Pokemon knocked out. These are generally the best items to EV train with, but they're usually pretty pricey purchasables from the Battle Tower. Only in Black and White 2 did these items recently become easier to find. Also added to Generation 5 are Wings, which add 1 EV to a specific stat and can even break past the 100 limit of vitamins. However, at just 1 EV each, you're going to have to do a lot of wing hunting before they start getting useful. And finally, having Pokerus doubles the amount of EVs you can get, and also doubles the bonuses of Macho Brace and the power items. I did an entire video on Pokerus, which you can find right here. All in all, this stuff can get a little confusing, right? So to wrap up EVs, let's go through a hypothetical training session to explain how it all works together. Let's say I want to EV train my Blissey. Because Blissey only appears through Chansey evolution by happiness, chances are I'd do a lot of the actual training as Chansey first. Blissey already has by far the highest HP in the game, so I'm not going to need to touch that much. Its attack, speed, and special attack are so low that boosting them would probably be a lost cause. So what I want to do is the following: max out the EVs for defense, max out the EVs for special defense, and throw the final scraps onto HP, making Blissey the biggest wall possible. For the sake of showing how multiple factors can go into place, let's say I have unlimited money and buy 10 zinc and iron, feeding them all to my Chansey. That gives me 100 EVs in both defense and special defense to start, but I can't get stats by eating any more past that. Now that I need 152 more from both stats, it's time to hit the weights. The Power Belt goes on first, giving me 4 extra EVs in defense for each knocked out Pokemon. Kakuna and Metapod are easy to find and provide 2 defense EVs each, so I'll knock out 25 with the belt for 150 total EVs, and then knock out one without the belt for the last 2. Then comes the Power Band, and a Pokemon that gives special defense. Tentacool gives 1 and is pretty common to find while surfing, and if you occasionally run into Tentacruel, you can take 2. You could also knock out Hoppips, if you want to help rid the world of the worst pest ever known to mankind. However you decide to do it, as long as you keep track of what you're earning and land on 152, you're solid. Finally, for the last 4 in HP, just knock out 2 Pokemon that give 2 HP EVs, there's a ton of these, and you're solid. It might take a lot of planning, research, and battles, but it's way better than the thousands of battles required in the first generation, and your Pokemon will have hit its maximum training potential. In some games, your EV stats won't add until you've leveled up. This can be fixed in any generation by dropping your Pokemon into the PC, then pulling them back out. In Black and White, however, EV stats are added after every battle, so it seems like Pokemon is taking small steps to make EV training even easier. If you're curious about what kinds of EVs are often used in competitive battling, the website Smogon.com provides a lot of different strength combinations that work well. Next up are IVs, and to be perfectly honest with you guys, they're possibly my least favorite aspect of Pokemon, specifically because of how tedious, frustrating, and time-consuming it all is. IV breeding is a beast of a topic that would require its own series of videos. Let's start slowly, and you'll understand why I hate this stuff so much. Like I said, IVs are Pokemon genetics. They provide stat modifiers to a Pokemon from birth, and they can never be changed on a Pokemon after they've been hatched or caught. In Generation 1 and 2, these stats are called determinant values, and they're slightly different. They go from 1 to 15 and determine a variety of things by their numbers beyond stats, such as whether or not your Pokemon will be shiny, which gender your Pokemon is, and what letter your unknown will be in the alphabet. This changes in Generation 3, where Pokemon information beyond stats is determined by a different random number called a personality value. You can learn more about that here in my video about shiny Pokemon. In Generation 3 and on, these stats go from 1 to 31, and unlike EVs, which have a restriction on them to prevent perfect distribution, IVs can be perfect. Hitler would be pleased to know that there is in fact an Aryan race of Pokemon, those with IVs of 31s all around. Great! And let me tell you, finding those perfect IVs is an absolute nightmare. Let's start off with the basics. How do you even find out what your IVs are? First things first, you need to know what your Pokemon's nature is. While it's not exactly a part of IVs, natures are stat modifiers that Pokemon have from birth. Aside from 5 neutral values, each nature increases one stat by 10%, while decreasing the other another 10%. For that Blissey we were talking about earlier, Calm is a good choice because it increases special defense, something good, while decreasing attack, a stat that was already so low that there's no harm in dropping it lower. After you know your nature, all you need to do to calculate the Pokemon's IVs are... Put it away! Put it away! So let's say that you, like myself, hate math. You can find a few programs that will do the calculations for you, such as this one from SciPokes.com. The worst part about these equations is that they're approximate until your Pokemon hits a high level, so you might have to level a breed of Pokemon a bit before you're even confident about what its IVs are. You can also get general estimates of your Pokemon IVs by talking to specific characters, depending on your game. Most people you talk to are pretty vague, but the best you can find is the judge and gear station in Generation 5 after beating Team Plasma, who will evaluate your Pokemon with a handful of statements based on your IV stats. It's not perfect, but it's at least worth checking out if you don't want to input all the information into an IV calculator. IVs and natures can be passed on to sibling Pokemon through breeding. Like I've said, breeding is an insanely complicated topic when it comes to IVs and natures, but we'll save that for another day. All I can say is, it isn't pretty. Your odds of breeding Pokemon with 1 to 3 perfect IVs aren't terrible, but perfection is a whole nother story. Let's say that by some celestial chance that you found 2 Pokemon with perfect IVs and bred them together. Your odds of breeding a third Pokemon with perfect IVs? 1 in about 60,000 offspring. That's gonna be a lot of babies. I know that there's an even more complicated method of abusing the game's random number generator to get very strong IVs legally without the use of a cheating device, but that's another lengthy process that can take a while to understand. Without any kind of abuse, though, getting perfect IVs through the game's normal engine is near impossible. The final thing IVs determine are both the attacking type and power of hidden power when given to a Pokemon. We've had just about enough math for me to handle for this episode, so I'm not going to go into the specifics about how to calculate it here, but I'll leave a link in the description on how to calculate it yourself if you're interested. While I don't love everything about them, the concept of EVs and IVs is pretty perfect. At the most basic level, Pokemon is a simple to understand game that's playable at the youngest ages. But deep in its core is a complicated system, intricate enough for even the most hardcore RPG gamers. Hopefully now, when your friends talk about EVs and IVs, you know what the heck they're talking about. But because this was just a surface level explanation of the terms, if you want to find more, check the description and you can learn
ลุงไม่ชิวนะตัวเอาล่ะไอ้บอกมายาโอ้
潘字儿的，
王派ฝ่ายน้องเสียดาย
我看他刚才不在线吧？是你上的号吗？
那是我，刚才那是我带小号。
那他人呢？
我不知道，反正我刚才下线的时候，他从来没把我点下去过，所以我个人怀疑是他还没起床，因为昨天凌晨3点钟我睡的时候，他还在带小号。
啊！刚说完他就上线了。
Nice， 估计刚从床上爬起来，好吧。
走走走，哪里集合？
铁路网。
还是开门是吧？
不开门啊！今天我们大团开啥门？
可以，好。
哦。
有补助啊，等会儿来找我领就行。哎，他让你滚，子婷。
啊啥？
他有人让你滚啊！
啊 ？What？ 我怎么没看到？发生了什么？
哎，陈思雨，你收到我的分成了吗？
他收到了。
OK。
哦，
我他妈在那儿跳着玩呢，你以为我去那儿给他找水喝呀？
哈？
准备算分了，你今天能编辑了吗？
你更新了吗？
啊，我
你
好像
更新了吗？
没更新。
那你逼什么
我
呢？
给副个模。
你看看呀，
啊
你试。
我现在给自我现在给自己扣1分，好吧，我试一下。不行，兄弟，不行。
不行吗 ？OK， 那还是我来吧。
不是，你把我345拿走啊！
扣1分太菜了，扣100啊！
行。
那我先把 Skyrise 的 DKP 调成-9999。
该不 tab。
Skyrise
不是 Pendragon 的小号吗？
不是，
我打算用。
哦。
有人拿这个去发钱。
在这儿竟然有20分，我操！
我截图了，替补在的密我一下。你该赢。
Your name you were Meneo, no? Necklace. Necklace. 哦。
Over the past few weeks, shiny Pokemon have been the most requested Pokemon fact of the day. While I'm sure most fans know what shiny Pokemon are, I'm going to do my best to take it one step further and explain as many intricacies as I can about the reasoning behind shiny Pokemon, as well as the different places they've popped up in popular Pokemon media. In the off chance that you're either a very new Pokemon fan, or you're watching this video in the distant future, shiny Pokemon are special versions of regular Pokemon that have alternate color palettes. When entered in a battle, they give a little sparkling effect, which brought about the shiny moniker. The new coloring a shiny Pokemon receives is anywhere from negligible to drastic, and shiny Pokemon remain shiny as they evolve. Charmander and Charmeleon are gold, but Charizard becomes an extremely cool black dragon. Celebi turns from green to pink, and Hoppip turns from pink to green. Jigglypuff changes to a slightly different color with green eyes, and the ever-popular Pikachu goes from yellow to, well, a slightly darker yellow. But why does this happen? How did it begin? And how can you catch a shiny Pokemon today? I'm hoping to explore this topic in as much detail as I can, so let's try and find out. Shiny Pokemon began in Generation 2. Available as early as Pokemon Gold and
Some waffles
Silver
have
or the
that.
Game Boy Color exclusive Crystal, although it'd be admittedly difficult to spot the differences if you were still playing on a classic Game Boy. Even if you've never encountered a shiny Pokemon in your life from the wild playing that game, it's actually one of the very few moments in Pokemon history
我估
where
计
you were
剩
given
下的
a
我看了一
free
眼，
chance
大
at
部分都
capturing
是国
one.
内的，估计是起不来了。
Remember the red Gyarados in the Lake of Rage? He's a shiny,
去求宝
although
鸟点
he's admittedly a little less special, since everyone has gotten the same shot you have at grabbing
狗
him.
屁飞色
Aside from
银！
Gyarados,
飞色
shiny
银打
Pokemon
啥
can
呀？
hatch or appear in the
是
wild in
你
this
是打
game based
是
on
打黑上
DVs,
了
or determinate
这样不
values.
行
These values would be known as IVs, or individual values in
现
later
在
games.
早上5点。
These values, which I'm sure will be brought up in greater detail in another video, alongside the EVs that I talked about in last episode, are the equivalent of
我带了
Pokemon
铁皮
genetics.
手雷，我操！
Pokemon, like humans in real life, are born with genetic values for
别
each
飞塞拉姆，不是呸，飞湿地。
白拉姆，
操，点不出来。
奥金雷用不起。这奥金雷一个30斤，那你用一下那个奥金幽龙呢？
奥金龙是饰品，能一直用。
这个不算饰品吧？
奥金龙
那个是召唤物啊，
那不是一次性的呀？
一次性的，
做出来是个饰品吧？
哇，一次性的。
哎，对，哈德米，我看见你的照片了呀。
啊，我知道。
你比我想象的长得可爱多了。
好，谢谢你。
我靠，在哪儿？
我还以为是一个猥琐大汉呢。
看一眼。
那还是hen太比较猥琐。
你和hen太的样子和声音是完全反的。
他丑一些，这是真的。
是不是就跟陈思宇似的？听着挺暴躁，实际上长得还挺可爱的。
我醉了呀！
我醉了。
我们去吃串串。
昨天就你没来帮我做企图啊！我醉了。
我这没法做呀，现在。会那么多人了，我出去又没什么用。
你的提成我很开心，好吧？居然在年前收到了。
分了多少
？40斤。
哦，
可以啊。
点分。
大团没飞那个湿地的，赶紧。要不然等会儿被部落偷了，你又过不来了。
我几神胜了，多少戒律了？
啊，即係幾晚你都當咩咩就妹的咯，有規定咪妹咯。
哎，奥金
會啊，都不秀的，講的
我以為是一次性的，我操！
当然不是一次性的了。
船上有部落吗？船上有部落吗？看一眼。
都追人逼了。
没有
吧？没这么早吧？
我没报警。OK， 那就不等了。
呀，来不及了。
还要看照片的吗？
看啊，你发呀。
别啊！
发呀。
船上有部落的尸体。
别走！我操！公交车差点没赶上，我操！
哎，后面有人。
你自己发呀，海德米，自己在2团群里发一个。
我好难啊！
发呀！
啊，你求我了，我操！
求你了。
谁呀？你谁呀？
发呀！
我去，等会儿吧。
晚上请你吃饭。
切。
好敷衍。
晚上正好去 roll 一趟。
啊！
我裂开了呀！
哎，昨天去当当吃那个什么脊骨土豆汤还不错，感觉你们可以去试一下。
吃脊骨收割者。
操！
关键是
脊骨收割者，你妈的，你吃斧子去！
它很骗人，它叫脊骨土豆汤，它里面竟然没有土豆，只有脊骨，我操！
可能已经融化了。
就全是肉，一大碗。
是肉可还行。
那没办法的呀。
直接往本那儿跑吧，没部落的话，到塞拉摩这边再 check 一下。
部落还没上班呢。我
1分钟撤回。
1分钟撤。
啥呀？
不着急，这么着急干什么？
等你的1分钟撤回。
我的 fuck！
有部落，哎，等会儿。
啥？对了，
还想上去，还想上去？
你还想上船？
那可能吗？我操！
他死在船的
死在船门口了。
这么真实的吗？
他这上船有啥用？他就他自己，我操！
偷人的吧？
找到一个全是 PVP 点的地方。
他那个位置上船真的是毛都偷不着。
跳海！你们后面一批自己注意一下，船上有落单的，你们最好结个伴儿什么之类的。有人黑本了吗？
我本来想不黑，但有人拉我这样会，没了。
换个人，别让萨西奇黑本了。换个人。
我要
让萨西奇黑本。
先把他踢了，我们先进组进来。
萨西在哪儿？
先把萨西。
圣骑给他干涉，我操！
先把
他不要进本。
先把他踢了，有人再组进来。
还没到呢，他在湿地呢。
那湿地那没了呀。
大盘鸭就黑了吗？
大盘鸭一马当先可还行。
那没办法呀，牧师优势大呀，踢了他，快点。
没有，大盘鸭还没验证过呢，可以验证一次。可以验证一次。
小黑人，我操！
我突然意识到，对。
开着小黑人就得黑了。
小黑人。
你把暗影形态关了再进去。
讲你今天什么叫双开骑士头？我操！
别再双开骑士头了。我们麦特骑士身上唯一有的紫装就是骑士头。昨天见本的时候，
操！
比你更黑的，那你们俩一块儿被封了。
对。
还有么么哒，昨天。
双开黑龙刀。
么么哒人已经没了。
人没了。
昨天不是伪王出的挺好的吗？毁灭皇冠猎人都不要，真的是这么好的东西。
我还在交战。
好。
开着小黑人进去。
好。
估计黑了。
完了，小黑人暗影形态。
它是人形生物，很简单。
笨了。
他来待会没啊？
别
后领都往后领。
睡觉去。
那是不可能的。
有啥？你要啥？
好了，俺的力量他们。
我要分呐，我不要啥。
奶肯定有需求。龙鳞碎片你再怎么着也有人要的。
没不老哑了。
龙鳞碎片这东西我们没有见过。这东西干嘛？
这东西掉率跟削骨是一个爆率的，你当然没有见过。
掉率好低啊，感觉。
今天谁摸呀？
反正不是今天让黑本摸吧，一条龙证明是吧？
我觉得可以啊。
如果黑了就又消灭一个卧底。
咱们谁黑的本？问题来。哎，把我跳了，GG。啊，完了。
要是今天龙鳞碎片出了，我就要了，好吧？
完了，我船上掉的，GG。
你反正。
问题来了，如果龙鳞碎片和天使头一起出，
我要龙鳞碎片。
散件红了，黑龙就不算黑，因为天使头大家永远会有。到后来来黑龙只是为了散件、放血呀、龙鳞碎片，天使头那总会有的。
那不一定，周双开骑士头就全没了呀。
拉一下那个谁吧。拉一下那个 Little George，
我操，龙来了，我去后边了，再见。他回
斯诺斯哦，斯诺斯还在船上，好吧。
欧尼克西亚鳞片胸甲。
trinket 啦，အဲ့မှာမရှိလို့လားကြည့်လာအောင်ငါတို့တစ်ခါမှမကြားဘူးပေါ့နော်အေးရောဒါပေမဲ့အဲ့ဒါတွေကဟိုနည်းတွေပိုကြိုက်တာတော့ fast တော့အဲ့လိုမျိုး DPS တွေပိုကြိုက်တာတော့ငါတို့ပူရှိရ high ဟာ shot of flame อ่ะ shot of flame อ่ะဘယ်ရရ all resistant shadow flame อ่ะဘယ်ရကြလဲမသိရော modern core Ragnaros က16 นาที32 per 5 second
快打快打，早打早下班。
还有一大批人没到呢，快打啥呀？
哇，这大冬天太难起了。
你来了，
我来了呀！
赶紧，
还微笑你了。
是，开始摸黑了。你还记得上周 Skyrise 拉的黑龙？对。你自己有数就好哦。
哎呦，正好赶上。
没事，你武器进本不准打致死，你就可以武器进本，然后看看你的这 DPS，你可以注意替补。
Each of their major stat categories. Even when perfectly leveled, a Pokemon with better IVs will always be better, meaning that some Pokemon are destined for greatness straight out of the egg. In Generations 3 and onward, IVs in each stat go up to 31, but in Generation 2, they go up to 15. In order for a wild or hatched Pokemon to appear shiny in Generation 2, they need to have the following exact DV stats. 10 in speed, defense, and both special stats, and a 2, 3, 6, 7, 10,
你怎么还
11.
在巴拉丁海湾啊？不是，那救不了你了呀。
可以扒开，太羞了。
把那个斯诺斯启门，把那个 Skyrise 和 Little George 拉一下。
可以扒开，太羞了。哎，GB 太 low 了。
斯诺斯还没到呢，
太 low 了。
我就不想去，屌毛地方真的蠢，去腻了。
太 low 了，太 low 了。
2年前天天去，后面就再也不想去了。
哎呦 ，Easy Game 也来打黑龙
韩妹也是社会人。
Easy Game 还在招治疗呢。我们有非常有利于新人的追赶，也有非常有利于新人的强差距。
现在是宅男。
哼。
溜不出去玩了。
哼。
哼你个大哼。
哎呀！
快发照片，我操！你哼不哼的，我操！
对，赶紧利用这时间干点事儿。
你发给我也行。
那你这么说是不是该唱歌了？
我客观条件不行，这个没办法。拉那个 Skyrise 和 Little George， 拉两个。外边的点一下门，咱们盘在外边。卡祖萨点，回个头。发到了吗？
来了。
OK， 进门吧。
yeah， 拜拜。
buff 等会儿再补，先清小怪。
Pirate 啦 ，Render 啦。
T 呢？潘子儿。
抠身要看看我的装备，早上。他在门口。
Render 呢 ？Render 他来。
他看装备了。
耶，他妈滑了！
快看 ，Skyrise 去啊 ，More Hair， 你们俩。
耶，滑了！
主 T 不在，你俩快上。打小怪，我重拳出击，往后。
打小怪，我重拳。打 BOSS， 我唯唯诺诺。垒了！
卡了，我操！
太屌了！
快打！要死人了，下个核爆。
已经
给我
死
吓得
人了，
你妈绝望导言都开，
已经有人裂开了。
我他妈卡死了，我操！
菜还是你菜啊 ，Skyrise。
又被公
平
无
不及哈。
公开处刑，往回拉，拉到这个台子上，其他人后退。
这次连小怪都不能重拳出击了。
往回拉，一直往后退，快跑！我的妈呀 ！More Hair 去吧，奶注意夹好他，再往后退一点，要不然卡视角了。其他人不想死的往后跑。丢颗铁皮手雷。潘子儿，你怎么死了呀？潘子儿，
人没奶
我还过分，我操！
奶不到，
不是，你告诉我你那个位置我们怎么奶？隔墙奶你吗？
我们奶到就是开挂了。
自强。
把那个拉过来。
我们能隔墙奶你也不需要你了，好吧？
No，
仇恨，先别急打，仇恨。
是要出题目了。
这个61级的出不了题目 ，Skyrise 的血他要死了。
不是我防弹都能蒸发吗？意思是？
滑呀，别滑了呀！
我看一眼 Combat Log 啊。
别看 Combat Log 了，死了就是你菜。把这63级的打了吧。
唯一给我奶了一口的人叫 Big Pan Duck， 他给了我一个吸血鬼的拥抱。还有不按算子恢复，好吧，没了。哎呦，
该交保护费了呀！
不是啊，我他妈又不是狂暴团，我交什么保护费啊？
啊，那你不交那照样你也得死。
啊！
没人打你就得死，对不对？
哎，
没毛病。
这8%和9%命中差这么多吗？
差挺多的。
啊，老会命中，我操，这一会儿
都到了吧？补一下 buff。
有点黑哟。
我把解散分给你们也加了。
去打 PVP 啊，只要5%。
妈的，你他妈好意思说？你他妈好意思说？再逼逼？昨天他妈还没打，他妈的下线了，操！
有点困了，特殊情况，今天可以打一天。
你们叫我，我操！
打吗？
今天我不打，
那不就得了吗？
找点别的游戏打吧，研究研究。一会儿下线再说，打完团再说。
哎，补一下 buff， 补一下 buff。
哎，你的萨摩特，找找牌牌在哪儿？
有你的萨摩特，
一点点就好。哎，一点点就好。哎，够了。够了。
你先扛是吧？
对，不 more hair 扛 more hair
都行。
啊，对，都可以，就这意思。
对，先说好 ，P1 more hair 拉仇恨。
哎，
我就位了，
一天，
我就位了。
哦，喝了。而且身上没有那个智慧。
你有智慧。
不要。
我说智慧不符。
哦。
相对夺回了。
牧师给个智慧吧，没发王者的。现在就俩骑士。
他好像要挨个刷。
是。
为什么是小的呀？5分钟的。
都是小的。
等会儿。
我要智慧，4堆牧师。
哦，有大的了。德的智慧，法师的，哎，法师有拯救了。OK， 我再就位一遍。那个，等会儿打完尸体，奶来找我交易那个补助。Skyrise 的
，very very。
既有补助吗？
今天让Big Panda摸，但是我估计他活不到最后，好吧？
那我们不先揉一下？
啊，算了，不揉了，不揉了。
快打吧，打完睡觉。
上。
哎，
你抢不？我告诉你，骑士过来准备好给他干涉。
9，我操！
别走太靠前，别走太靠前。
7不是3，真没了。嘿，你看我赶紧走回来了，哼。
潘德尔去建立第2仇恨。潘德尔。法师组稍微收拾点大。
韩国来收拾点。练上。韩国来收拾点。头上有点高。
你自己控制一下，50左右，你别再高了。你再高。你要再高你也行，你落地 P3去龙头位置站着就行。OK， 全力打过去。法师分散，远程分散。 我报一下龙的位置啊，现在龙在12点，远程注意站位。龙每次换位置我都会说，你们自己注意站位就行。龙现在在11点。哎，法师停手！法师停手！法师停手！法师停手！猎人和盗贼打。现在龙在10点钟方向。深呼吸。10点啊，我提过醒了。
这确实没活到最后。
这咋能死的？
这咋死的呀？
你自己问问你自己咋死的呀？
这咋死的呀？
看着呢，我操
！10点，你不要看他龙头对的，你是要看他在几点方向。
有道理。
我操！完了，再看我。没消失的都抓紧时间。
龙，
我消失了还看？哦，没看我。没消失的抓紧时间。
Very very slowly。
龙头，替去抢一下仇恨，小龙处理一下。治疗尽量不是 DPS 尽量自己打绷带。远离龙尾，远离龙尾。
我操，好多小龙。
远离龙尾，2点钟方向好多小龙。
A 一下，
接到。
恐惧你自己处理。法师 A 小龙。快 A！ 所有 DPS 都过来 A 小龙。战俘不着急，都场面稳了再说。
拿一下我接到说。
啊，战俘 Heavy。还有一个战俘 Night Fork 吧。啊 ，DPS 先别打，停手。把战俘2个牧师，随便哪个。战俘德也可以。潘顿沃的血。
可以随便打了。
还有一个战俘戴姆德 ，DPS 可以开始打了。那戴姆德你再随便拉一个血，随便拉一个血，拉个治疗。恐惧。我操！
这个龙头转过去点吧。
龙头位置
小龙，
你刚才龙头喷到 DPS 组了，兄弟。算了，其他人注意站位。
哎，一下小龙，我要没了，我操！
注意拿好潘顿沃的血啊！其他人注意一下，那个龙的位置不太对，你们调整一下位置，远程尽量贴墙站。
我操 ，DPS 第1了，兄弟，声音怎么不见？
你的插件有问题。
插件有问题，我这看是 The Thing、NDZ、
啊？
啊？
我这看是我呀，大哥。
啊？那我们的插件，
你们的插件都有问题，不要用那个。
不是我吗？
不是你啊，第2。
我是第2。
贴第3了。
因为死了呀。
第3了吗？哦，然后因为位置的问题，位置问题。
对，
位置问题，位置问题。
不要用
它只能显
recon，
示
它统计不准的。
没有，我用的 details 啊。
对 details 是对的，
但 details 是因为它距离太远的话统计不到的。
差他们2K。
哎，谁摸了？有
有人摸了。
人摸了。
别的。
龙头突壁和哎
大风龙、
愤怒头、
凌
风
头还可以，
啥玩意儿？
还行吧。黑尾还挺红的。
散件出的啥呀？问题是
萨弗龙、萨菲龙，
萨菲龙还行，
还行。
我监视，我操，这什么东西？
那还行。
野猪之正午长杖，这什么东西？
爷，
我这看
安迪 Z 你不是第一，你是第2，现在。
你看我在我这看是第一，不知道为啥我。
不是因为你没统计。
我在我这儿看是我第一，你第2。哼。
快掉，
快结束。
打掉。披
风
掉了，
没有？
哪都有披风了，没
有？你有了吗？
愤怒头他磊了呀，陶明，但是你没
不要，不要，
现
在。
哦，对，你有。
现在别给我。对。
抢杀你。
你有基建了吗？不扣分啊，送的。
什么
？Stupid Hunter。
我说 Stupid Hunter 有没有基建？不扣分啊。
有功吗？
你们先拍这个。20。
又是小德的，
并没有人要。
战士。
20都不要吗？这么真实了吗？现在都。
强插。
我还是说，我来吧。摸上去什么装备？人呢？看一眼。他提一头啊。
哎，不是昨不是有拿愤怒腿的吗？你问问他要不要？我忘了谁了。
昨天谁拿？昨天 Bruce 拿的愤怒腿吧？
昨儿摸海拿的愤怒，
摸海拿愤怒腿吧？
哦，20
几分给他呗？我操！
别鸡巴 GB 了
！GB 到底是什么呀？我真不知道。
GB 就是个 club。GB
不是个好地方。
20不是
哪儿？哈喽沃那边的吗？还是哪儿
？Stupid Hunter 能听见吗？
当趟。
你有那什么吗？
不知道。
你有？
不是你想我他妈，我要去下班得开1个小时进去。这怎么出来呀？问题是。
凌风头 A 门 Y 叉 S 20，你有基建了是吧？黑了。
有基建就扔。
Stormgast 21。
哦。
A 门25。Stormgast P。25有没有？倒数了。
农民碎片。
25。
不是没事了吧？没事走了呀。
走吧。
没事的。
没有人开个门。
龙头你不要吗？
我吗？
没分。
没分。
哦，那再加10分起。
你不有19分吗？你为啥不要啊
？11。
我有19分吗？
有啊。
To B 11有效 ，Stupid Hunter 12有效。
15这么狠
？15有效 ，Stupid Hunter 16有效。
马上就19分了，我跟你讲。你看，这不就来了吗？我带着项圈还挺好吧，无所谓。
换饰品，
这玩意儿25，大哥，是1周1个的东西。
哦，
是不是退位了呀？
真的有标分，我天！
飞不止钱了
，Bruce 25，Bruce 25，现在突破膨胀了呀。
哦，26他垒了。怎么这么想要这？
哎，Stupid Hunter 26。
不是全团拿到要55周，全团拿到怎么会要55周？这3周打4个，每周出1个，不是每次出1个。
以后有分团打以后。
对啊，怎么可能要55周？最多半年，最多半年。
1分起 ，Perky 5。
什么东西啊？
挖土7有效 ，Skyrise 你这工会频道出分啥意思？啥意思？
他那边也出分了。
啥情况啊？ ，Perky 8有效，Handy 这8无效。
39，
10分脑片，
我操，袋子这么贵呢？
袋子这么贵，
现在分不值钱了呀。
主要没事情没东西可以拿了，我就只想拿这个。
7分8分10分的没挂钩了，10
拿个屁
分东西的，15分都没当对
不是，
家。
我现在就等着强插力量了呀，兄弟，我这什么都不要了呀。
凭什么强插呀？这么多战士呢？
那不着急啊，等力量这东西狂暴战我不要，你不就强插 T 吗？
你想得美，你10分。
那你问呗。哦呦，
你11，
我你拿走啊。
没事啊，我出过13分的呀，不亏的呀。
哎呀，无所谓的呀，反正没什么分。
对啊，无所谓的。看你们50多分呢，差着点。
操，你别恶心我。
11倒
是
数了。
50多分的呀。
那我是50多分。
60分了吧？
法师来个文，法师来个文，走走走
5个包不就没了吗
？5个包，你让银行
字帖来个文，字帖，别在地上趴着捡尸体了，快！
还有斗篷，
那个斗篷呢？你妈别走啊！斗篷都没人要了，这好东西。
斗篷，
挖出了15，有效，
还可以的。
这你都不要吗？你们？
我有了。
拍16有效。
嗯。
多少拍3个16。
哦。
滚！
我最爱的不是别人跟着你跟着，
发照片看你们，
我
发照片看你们。
这WY18，辅助来交友。
ที่พี่ฟ้าติ่งมาทอดตะลุมอยู่น่าเซ่ร้องสิ
这WY20有效。
那个平静腰带有人要吗？
这个给小号呗。
我拿着给 Gap Tab 呀。
20准备倒数。
那你出个1分呗。
这有啥可出分的？不，奥克索尔才加那个11智力，这个加17智力。法造还有什么重要的？算你怪。不，那个加法术命中，没什么用。
准备倒数了，这WY20。
哎呀！
不是有没有人开个门呀？
能赶紧把这个尸体
我在捡，别急，我在捡。这蓝绿没人要的了。
蓝的平静腰带有。
那个副手能给我吗？副手。
你要啥？
那个副手就是那个魔杖。
咒无法杖。
副手，哎呦我的，那个是主手。
那就这个先揉这个吧，要的揉。
揉哪个？
揉这个，能用的揉。
你怎么也发你怎么也发公会里了
？100，
那给了。
100，nice。
100干嘛呀，兄弟？我拿了给 Gap Tab 呀。不他妈咱俩不是干的一件事吗？哎，真有1啊！没了。
真有1啊！1啊！我操！1啊！
啥呗？奶出来了，我操！
没了呀！
给1了，给1了。
这个，
这啥玩意儿？我操！
巨鲸之大师魔杖，
这应该就子婷要。
这竟然不是个魔杖！我操
！99，我操！子婷来100子婷。
这竟然不是个魔杖，你敢信？我操！